Hello again. Okay, so moving on from the previous video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about alkali metals and the groups. Now, remember that the outermost electrons of an atom are called valence electrons, which are the ones involved in the formation of chemical bonds between atoms. So, the likelihood of a atom to react with another atom or an element to react with another element chemically is called reactivity. And a great way to find out if a group or an element is going to be pretty reactive is looking at the number of valence electrons it has. Um, all all atoms want to be royalty. What do I mean by that? So we have this really cool group here, and I'm going to go back and forth here. So we have this really cool group here called the noble gases, and it's this pink column right here that you see right here. Okay, so these are in the IUPAC periodic table. This is group 18, which is the last column to the right, and in the US or European convention, we call this group 8A. Okay, so these beautiful elements have a stable set of electrons. And by this, I mean that they have a full set of electrons in the outermost shell. Now, helium is the only one out of the noble gases that will be happy with just 2 electrons in the outermost shell, and it will be complete. It has a happy life because of that, and it doesn't need any more because it's tiny. It is a small element. Now, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and so on, all of these have 8 valence electrons. And all the other groups want to have 8 valence electrons. They want to have stability like that too. They want to be nobility. They want to be the noble gases. So let's start off again with group 1, which is the alkali metals, and group 1 of the periodic table has only 1 valence electrons down the group. They group easily with group 17 or group 7A elements, and they combine quickly with oxygen as well as react vigorously with water to form strong bases. Group 2 are alkaline earth metals, and it's all of this right here. The yellow-orange group is an alkaline earth metal group, and this group 2 has 2 valence electrons throughout the group. These elements are fairly reactive. When exposed to oxygen, they often form oxides with high melting points, and they form weak bases when placed in water. Halogens, which is also known as group 7A or group 17 in the IUPAC, is basically they let me show you right here. So group 7A or group 17 is this one right here: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and acetine. All of these right here, they contain 7 valence electrons. These halogens are easily bonded with alkaline metals, which is group 1, which I'll show you right here again. So group 1 right here reacts very easily with these, because remember, 7 plus 1 equals 8. So of course they're going to want to work together. They react easily with each other. This one is very reactive, and halogens easily bond with alkaline metals. They form salts in chemical reactions with metals as well. Now, just want to note that halogens and noble gases are nonmetals. So noble gases, which is this last one, excuse me, is group number 18 or group 8A in the English or European and US convention. Transition metals, they're in the middle. They're the middle block of the periodic table, and these are groups 3 to 12. These are ductile, malleable, and conductive. Lanthanides and actinides, these two series exist in a separate section of the two rows below the main body of the periodic table. Lanthanides exist in period 6, so this is actually period 6 right here, just separated from the main body. Actinides is period 7, and these hold elements from actinium to lawrencium, and most of these are radioactive and unstable. Now, if you're watching this video in class, I want you at this point to stop the video and start working on the Edpuzzle video, valence electrons, if you have not yet already, as well as work on 8.2 explore activities. So these are 4 explore activities from Discovery Education, and just watch just read and answer the questions, okay? Then when you're done, you can come back and work on this again. This applies if you're doing this at home as well. Now, moving on to chapter 8.3, periodic trends.